that we'll show here of the giant 747 walking to a tree, he'll also mark trees as well. And this is, you can see how fat 747 here is in the fall, and this is in the fall. So bears will mark vegetation throughout the year, but it really does seem to happen, at least with males, more often during the mating season. And the aftermath of this marking process really leaves the trees just battered. When you're walking around Brooks Camp, you will see the evidence everywhere. This is a picture of a spruce tree on Dumpling Mountain, branches broken, bark torn off. If you take a really close look at the bark itself, you will be able to find bear fur on there. And there's a bunch of competing hypotheses on why bears mark trees, although they're not mutually exclusive in any sense. It could be just because they're itchy. You know, they might have to scratch an itch, and I'm certain that happens on a lot of occasions, and bears just want to rub on a tree. But there's also some other things that happen as well. Most likely is marking trees probably can communicate superior competitive ability. Scent marking really can convey a lot of info about the individual. Maybe the individual's physical condition or its genetic quality. Those are things that scientists really haven't teased out yet, but those are some ideas about why bears mark trees. And also, it could be a function to signal mates during the mating season. In 2017, there was a study from the Canadian Rocky Mountains looking at grizzly bears and how frequently they mark trees. And that study found that male brown bears rub on trees 60% more during the breeding season than the non-breeding season. Well, female bears, though, really didn't have any noticeable sort of trends in their marking or their rubbing behavior. So it definitely seems like males are doing it a lot more often at this time of the year during the mating season. And again, that's kind of like May, the peak is in June, and then we'll also see some of that in July. But there was a really interesting paper that came out this spring by Andrea Morehouse. I think she's out of the University of Alberta. So she was looking at